Today on Gamer's Couch,
The Hare and the Tortoise.
hello,
Hello.
welcome, happy Sunday, gaming time, talking time, couch time.
Super happy Sunday time.
He's trying to be awake. We're shooting particularly early this morning, so yeah, we're back to fuck, we're so tired. But anyways, we're trying. Like we said, welcome to the couch. My name is Sarah. I'm the artist behind Pinselgeschichten, and this is my channel. And
My name is Daniel. I'm the artist behind Sarah.
Yeah, because
Besides Sarah. Married with Sarah. Actually, no artist at all. Don't mind me. I'm
kind of artist, a different kind of artist. But yeah, that's my hubby Daniel, and we're talking board games every Sunday, starting off with rules and gameplay, and going on what we liked or maybe not liked about a game, and then we talk a bit about funny stories or any kind of experiences that we had with the game. And this week it's The Hare and the Tortoise. And if you've been following any one of us on Instagram or Facebook, you maybe saw that this particular game is one of the wedding anniversary gifts that he got from me for this year, for being a nice husband most of the time, although he doesn't always he's not always being nice on the couch, like joking, making fun, interrupting me with the intro and outro. But that's okay. So
if you think that, I see no other way than to challenge you with a race.
Yes, I want to race. Because this is... And that's a helicopter. I hope the mic doesn't pick it up.
This is a helicopter racing game. No, it isn't.
I'm sweating like hell. It's goddamn warm. Go on, let's race. I'm warmed up. We can see who's fastest.
Okay. So in Death Race 3000, also known as The Hare and the Tortoise, animals fight against each other to get to go first and win the race, and with the fame and all that jazz. Well, not quite Death Race, but there's some shady characters in here. Let's take a look at who's racing. The hare. The tortoise. Yeah, there's more. So there's the wolf. Also the fox, and last but not least, the sheep. So these 5 guys are racing across a track, and one you will build out of these little
boards,
cardboard pieces. They will start at the starting line, and they will finish at the finish goal. And last but not least, they will be placed first, second, or third. Now, why are you interested in that? Because we are all of the gambling nature and we like to bet on who is winning. So in The Hare and the Tortoise, you don't actually really care about who's winning. What's more important is that the one you're betting on is winning, or at least among the first 3, to score you victory points. Yes, that old currency from the Middle Ages that we had last week is happening here too. So once this game starts, you have one of these cards, one for each animal, and those will be distributed among each player so that everybody has a different animal he will have his favor placed upon. In addition to that, everybody will get a couple of cards and choose one of these cards as his side bet. So he can choose to have an additional bet on the same animal if he feels really confident on getting that animal to the finish line and hopefully on first place. Or he can, put a side bet to diversify his chances and maybe get another animal and have both of them first and second place, or first and third place, or something like that. These cards are essentially the same as these cards and just depict the type of animal. So what does the game play like? Well, in turn order, everybody will sit there, and the player whose turn it is can play up to 4 cards, but it must be of the same animal. So he can, for example, play 1 hare, 2 hare, 3 hare, or 4 hares until a race is triggered. And races are triggered by exactly 2 conditions. Either there's 4 cards on the table of a single animal, or 8 cards in total. So what that means is, if I play 3 hare cards, then Sarah wants to play another one. She's only allowed to play another hare, so that it's a total of 4 hare cards on the table. And then the race is triggered. Or alternatively, I may play 2 wolf cards, Sarah plays 2 tortoise cards, and then I play 4 fox cards, and that would also trigger, not only because it's 4 fox cards, but because it's 8 cards on the table in total. Which is, with just 2 players, well, you will get to the 4 card limit really quickly there. However, if you're playing with more than 2 players, you will probably hit the 8 card limit a little bit earlier. So, what does a race look like? I'm glad you asked. The game comes with these handy little cheat sheets that tell you how each animal moves. Because, well, as in the story, there's a difference. So, for example, the hare will almost always move 2 spaces as long as one of his cards is played. So it doesn't matter if you play 1, 2, 3, or 4 cards, as long as there's 1 hare card, he will move 2 spaces because he's damn quick. He's the hare. However, he is the hare. That means if he's on first place and 4 cards have been played, he does not move at all because he's sleeping.
That's what hares do when they're first.
Self-confidence much. The tortoise, on the other hand, will always move at least 1 space, even if no tortoise card has been played, because he is slow and steady. He will always move 1 space, and if 4 tortoise cards on the table, he will even accelerate to unknown heights and move 2 spaces. Then we have the wolf. The wolf is a little bit more complicated in terms of he moves either 1 space if you played 1 or 2 cards, or he will move the amount of cards played -1, which roughly translates to 2 cards if you play 3, or 2 spaces if you played 3 cards, and 3 spaces if you play 4 cards. However, the wolf has a special card that no other animal has. So this is the regular wolf card. As you can see, it shows a wolf in a very regular running fashion. The wolf actually is in the game to get the sheep, which tried to outrun the wolf by participating in this race. The other wolf card is this one that comes with these little icons on top, and that means the wolf is howling. And if that card is in play, every other animal is scared and does not move at all. So the wolf will be the only one moving that turn. The fox is, well, actually the most regular guy of all of these. He just moves as many spaces as there have been cards played. So something between 0 if no card was played and 4 spaces if 4 cards were played. No other special rules. And last but not least, the sheep. This little guy will always move 1 space faster than the card being played. So it is at least 1. But, I think actually, I never considered that, but I'm not sure if he always moves 1 or if he always moves, or at least moves 2, but it is required to have, a card has to be placed on here.
Yeah, otherwise it would be a 0 like with the tortoise.
True. Yeah, that's actually how we played it. I'm really not awake. So it's always 1 card more than what has been played. If you played 1 card, he moves 1 card more. If you played 1 card, he moves 2 spaces, not cards, because it's a race. You must understand. Or 5 spaces if you're playing 4 cards. Now that sounds very much like the sheep will be winning the race real fast, if there's not a little caveat. On the racetrack, there's 2 spaces with water streams, and because the sheep is running so incredibly fast, he's getting incredibly thirsty, and whenever he lands on one of these water spaces, he must stop and stays there until next turn. That's it. You will just play these cards, you will move these animals, and you will try to make sure that your favored, side bet and main bet will get to the goal first, and you score more points than everybody else.
Ta-da! Super fast, huh? Didn't expect that. Well, maybe you did.
Well,
it's a fairly simple little game.
Small game. And this one, so this time I'm reading this from here, so I don't forget it. It says you have to be this high, or 7 years old and older. You have to be 2 people in one person, or at least 2 people at the table, up to 5. And this game is about roughly 20 minutes, which is quite accurate.
Yeah. And this already leads us into the next section, likes and dislikes. Do you want to say yours first for once, because you didn't talk much with the rules and gameplay, or shall we go with... No?
Oh, okay.
Then go on, please. I'm listening, I'm curious.
I really enjoyed this game. It's fast debate. You don't have to think too much. You try to obviously get through the cards real fast if you don't pick up the ones, and that is kind of the frustrating thing, but that's more of a gameplay experience part. But if you're playing against the other players, they tend to keep the cards that you want to see played at the table. However, a good counter to that is betting on the Tortoise. That will always move, even if everybody else tries to keep the cards to themselves and not play them at all. Apart from that, I think this also scales fairly nicely. It's obviously the more the merrier, but that's just because you can give other people the evil eye if they're not playing what you want them to play, or if you, while sometimes you end up with, you have one card of the animal you want to see running, so you play that one card, and then the next joker is playing 4 cards, although you kind of drew another 2 or 3 of the one you actually wanted to see advance, but it doesn't get round to you again, so... But, yeah, that's...
Yeah, that's the purpose of the game.
Yeah.
Making you frustrated.
I like the artwork. It is very tongue-in-cheekish. It's very kids-friendly, although there's a wolf that tries to eat the sheep. But
he has a lovely
don't tell him.
Shirt. It says, "I love piggies." I mean, how cute is that?
Yeah. Also, you see that the fox has a bag of caltrops in his hand. So. They're really shady characters. But then, I mean...
He looks stoned, actually. The fox looks kind of stoned.
That too, yes.
Or sly, depending.
I also like that there's a real goal in here. It's super unnecessary, as well as the little who has won the game board. And what I did not show you at all so far are the races, which are these little wooden pieces with stickers on them, which are also nice looking. So yeah, from a component quality perspective, it's really nice. It's very enjoyable to play with, colorful, funny. I really like it.
That's great. I'm totally agreeing with what he said.
Now that was quick. You didn't expect that, huh? Now let's talk about game experiences.
Hold it.
Oh, you agreed with
me.
First,
we did. Yes. Oh, yeah. Once in a while, I do. We didn't rate, and I didn't add my 2 cents.
Oh, okay.
So I do have something. No, not 2 victory points. So apart from it being really colorful and sweet and lovely with the artwork, it's just, like you said, a really nicely scaled game, which is, even with the smaller dinner games, how that's at least how we call them. That's not always the case. So I really, really like that. And what you said with the cards that other people might stock up in their hands, I really like the counter mechanism that you only have 6 cards as a hand limit. So at one point you gotta play the cards that you don't want to play and advance a character that you didn't bet on. So at one point somebody else will probably play a move for you.
Always waiting for the
howling wolf
to get rid of cards.
Yeah, there's only so many in the deck, so that's don't tell everything. So though you reshuffle the pile, the drawing pile once you're done, once you're through the stack, that doesn't mean that the howling wolf comes up until you can play the cards that you actually don't want to play. So it's kind of a counter mechanism, and it's fairly nicely balanced. So I really liked that part. And I mean, those characters are just adorable. As we already said, the stone fox, the pig loving wolf, the super cool tortoise, and the kind of I don't know, ADHD sheep or something. He looks like really crazy and weird. But yeah, it's a really nice, sweet, short game for it's a family game, and I really, really like that. And it's with a theme that is, of course, from fairy tales, but not as scary mystery kind of
technically
way.
This is from the Tales and Games. It's a fable of...
Yeah,
it's not from Grimm. It's actually...
No, I mean the fairy tale that the game is set upon. In German, it's not the tortoise, but the hedgehog. So the original fairy tale comes from the Grimm brothers. So I really like that
I'm not so sure about that, because actually...
I checked it in the book.
So this actually refers to, where if I can find it, there's this. So apart from this coming as a little book box,
which is totally cute,
and a very nice insert situation, plus points to yellow, I think. Ring.
Yeah.
So this comes with a little. This is not the manual. This is actually the
fairy tale book.
The fable, and this says, La Fontaine's fables draw upon Aesop fables. This character of ancient Greece, whose existence remains uncertain, is considered the father of fables, and was the great source of inspiration for Jean de La Fontaine. This modest collection provides you with 3 versions of the celebrated fable, whose moral has traversed the centuries and will persevere in its journey through the generations. And you can see this says book 3 of... Well, it's just one book, but that's because we don't have games. The other 2.
Yeah.
Maybe at a later point, but this just seemed the most interesting and relevant to what we like. So
yeah. But anyways, I really liked that they picked up the fairy tale story without it being the mystery kind of thing, like with Dark Tales or other games.
CSI.
Yeah,
CSI Tortoise.
CSI Tortoise. Yeah, kind of. So that's just something that
a tale of race manipulation in a time where animals will run to their most extreme. Wow.
Yeah, no, there's no tortoise with red hair. Anyways, I really liked how they incorporated the theme into the game, and it fits nicely, of course, with the race mechanism. So, well done. That's just what I wanted to add. So let's rate. What is your rating for the Hare and the Tortoise?
This gets 5 Hare and Tortoise cards.
Oh, that's illegal.
Psst.
Yeah, whatever, don't talk right. Well, for me, from 1 to awesome, it's awesome. It's a lovely game. It's fairly, well, done. It does everything right that it is supposed to do for this kind of game, and it's quick, it's funny, it's nice, it's lovely, and we play it a lot. So yeah, let's segue into the last section, and we're only on video track 2. Can you believe it? Into the last section of the game, funny story of the game.
So and this is a really bad pun. So you're saying we're racing to the finish line of the video?
Wow! Let's talk about funny stories and experiences. And you were...
There's nothing funny about this game because I hate games, as I established over the last couple of videos. I hate other people to play with. They're always trying to make me not win the game. I actively dislike... No, it's...
Stop the rant and tell me about what you... you were actually hinting at something already with... if other players don't play as you like because they keep cards on their hands and you're getting frustrated or whatever.
So this little reference sheet also tells you how many cards of each animal are in there, and it's starting from hare to tortoise to wolf to fox to sheep. It's 18, 17, 16, 15, 15. Sounds like a lot, but if you're playing with 4 people and each of them keeps like 3 or maybe even 4 cards of a particular animal on a hand, you like, are there really no fox cards in this deck at all?
You played with me, of course I had 5 foxes.
And then at the end it just turns out that someone's been hoarding them.
Yeah, well, he was stoned. He didn't want to run. So yeah, and that happens no matter how many players are at the table. So I really like that we bitched and bickered with 2 players as much as we did with 4. We didn't play with 5, right? Do I remember correctly? Styx wasn't there yet. We had it as an opener, right?
We played 2, 4, and I think 3 as well. I'm not sure anymore, but...
Brain not working. We've for sure played with 2 and 4. So, it's just the variation of voice levels that was different at the table with more than 2 players. But we bitched and bickered just as much with 2, being quite... Well, not angry, but come on, play my animal. You can't be. Why don't you? Where's the howling wolf? I want to play those freaking cards that clog up my head.
If you're playing with 2, the main difference there is that you will get 2 of these initial bet cards, and then you place a 3rd bet together with that, just to compensate. Otherwise, you would probably have 3 animals on the podium that all give no points to anyone because everybody is kind of only pushing the...
Yeah, and it was there's another thing that I just remembered you saying with the second bet, the side bet that you place. It's really frustrating, and that happened to me more than once, that you get your first set of cards and you got maybe 2 animals and you don't want to bet on those because you already bet on them and you want to have something different and you just don't have the cards, and you choose from your first hand that you choose your side bet. So you're kind of limited depending on how well you shuffled.
You receive an additional card at the beginning and that card is put down then.
And it was just like, oh no, but I wanted another animal. I didn't want to have that. One again.
There has to be a little bit of randomness.
Sure. But those were, funny enough, those were the games that I didn't do that bad. Not winning necessarily, because again, I don't know, out of 5 games, I maybe had a chance of 1 victory.
I got...
He's really good with that game.
I got lucky, and also I think in the first couple of games we played, We actually misread on the Tortoise because this says even if no cards had been played, you move the Tortoise. And I remember that in after the first two games, we were like, why don't we ever see the Tortoise
Yeah,
close to?
why would you bet on the Tortoise? And then we reread the rules and it's just like,
Yeah,
of course.
For a game being that simple, it shows how tremendously unattentive we were when reading the rules.
Yeah.
It happens. Not everybody can be perfect
It was
every
hot.
day.
It was hot, and the brain was melting, and was after work and dinner. So we got enough excuse for being super stupid and not reading the simple rule right.
I would also say if you haven't yet gotten to your vacation and still looking for a smallish game that you can pick up and take with you, you don't have to carry the full box. I would assume you could also easily reduce the size of components. The important part are the cards and something to keep track of, the racing track with each animal. But this is certainly a really good game to play at the beach or with your family to take on a vacation.
And since you shuffle the tiles and place them randomly, the track is always different, meaning the water spaces for the lamb are always at another spot, or they should be. So there's quite a high amount of replayability there. It's not getting boring fast.
It's nine regular tiles and 2 water tiles, and that's the only difference. Yes, there's some with curves and stuff, but that
actually doesn't matter. It's just nice to look at.
Yeah, it's just different artwork. It's just the question is for the sheep where the water is placed, and that's that.
Yeah. Any other stories?
No. I think this time we might be able to have a really short video.
Yeah.
Well, like, subscribe, come back, tell other people, keep them hostage, force them to watch this and then like it on a different account. And that's what you usually say at the end, right?
You forgot the comments.
Oh yeah. Comment on other people's videos that they should come over here and watch this one.
You do the outro so much nicer than me.
Then I know how this works.
Yeah, you're totally professional. Anyways, because he did it so nicely, I won't do the outro. I just leave it at that and say thank you very much for watching.
Yo.
Thank you very much for watching. Have a great Sunday, and we'll see you next week on the Gamers Couch with a new game. Take care. Bye.
Goodbye.
He's always in my way. I know.